say that the Titanic was plagued by tragedy from the start because 8 men died during the construction of the ship, but only 5 of the names are known: Samuel Scott, John Kelly, William Clark, James Dobin, and Robert Murphy. And a plaque memorializing the 8 men in Belfast was unveiled in 2012. So like I said, right from the start, things were just doomed. The next fact is that the richest man in the world died on the ship. John Jacob Astor was not just the richest man on the Titanic, but widely believed to be the richest man in the world at the time of his death. It says he was worth an estimated $150 million, and in today's dollars, that's $3.5 billion. Astor was on the ship returning home from a months-long honeymoon with his new wife, named Madeline Talmadge, and his wife was only 18 years old, so they had a 28-year age gap. So their extended honeymoon was actually a way to escape society's gossip about the age gap, and Astor had just been divorced within only 2 years of his marriage, and apparently that was sort of unheard of back then. Astor's body was one of the few that was recovered in the Atlantic Ocean after the ship went down, and he was found with almost $3,000 still sitting in his pocket, which is roughly $60,000 in today's currency. The next really eerie fact is that a woman who actually survived the sinking of the Titanic later survived the sinking of another ship that she went on. Depending on how you look at it, Nurse Violet Jessup is the luckiest or unluckiest woman alive. She survived the sinking of both the Titanic and the Britannic. Now, she was only 25 when she survived the sinking of the Titanic. She was instructed to get into a lifeboat while the ship was going down to show women that lifeboats were safe. And then, undeterred by this tragedy, Jessup began working on the Britannica until it came across a mine that had been planted by a German U-boat in 1916. So that ship also sank. Jessup escaped, but this time she had a very serious head injury that would impact the rest of her life. The next thing I want to talk about is called the Titanic Orphans. The Navratil brothers were known as the Titanic Orphans. They were the only 2 children from the ship to be rescued without a parent or guardian. Their names were Edmund and Michael, and they were only 2 and 4 years old when the Titanic sank. They were apparently with their father, who had kidnapped them onto the boat. He was trying to take them to America to get away from their mother. Apparently he and the mother were separated, and he wanted to start this new life in the new world. When the Titanic was sinking, their father put them on a lifeboat and he was never seen again. The 2 children spoke no English, so they were taken in by a French-speaking survivor until the authorities could locate their mother. She was able to find them about a month after the disaster, thanks to their faces being basically plastered on newspapers all over the world.